Continuing with our UI, today we are going to do our level UI that you saw in the preview, where we have a progress to our game. Now before we do that, I will first go to Canvas and change the scale factor to 0.629. Then I'm going to go and change our score. So our score will be changed to 74 on the top and -2 on the bottom. As for the score text, I'm going to put our fonts to be 45, so 45, 45. And on the crown itself, I'm going to put here -56.4. Width and height, I'm going to change up to 45 by 45, and pretty much we are done. Now, this was necessary for me to continue and create an empty game object, which I'm going to call level. Then, as for our level, we are going to change its anchors to 0.23. Here will be 1, then 0.77, then 1, and pivot will be 0.5 to the 1. As for our left, it will be 0, -70 on the y, 0 on the x, actually z, and 50 on the height. As for the right, it will be 0, 2. Now inside of our level, first we're going to create an UI image, which we're going to call right outline. This is our first thing. And this will have an image of a disk, and it will have what's called this, a color. And what color will that be? Well, that will be kind of the reddish one. So let me try to get it. It was A 40 by 40. Yeah, this was the color that I was searching for. As for that will be our color that we're gonna use, throughout our whole level thing. But as I was saying, our right outline will be this. For the anchors, we're gonna say 0.5, 0.5, everything will stay the same. Our X will be 262. Y will be 0, and width will be 50.6 by 50.6. Then we're going to have a middle outline, so we're going to copy this, reset its position, call this middle outline, and we're going to put this to be on stretch. As for the anchors, we're going to leave it same, but our middle will not be at the disk, but it will have a none. So it will be like this. So none sprite at all. Then we're going to have our middle. So create an empty game object, or actually an UI image, which is going to be like this, empty. Put our, put it to be on stretch. Everything will remain the same except left will be 44.4. Top will be 16. And here I'm going to say 44 by 4, and then bottom will be 16.2. These are middle, let's say 45. Okay, I'm going to leave it 44. Now this we're going to call middle. And inside of our middle, we're going to have a fill. So get UI image, we're going to call it fill. As for the fill, of course, we're going to put it to be on stretch. Sprite will be our square. Our color will be AA4040, and image type will be filled, not tilt but filled, from horizontal, from left to right. So this is how we're gonna fill it. This is where we will check onto our progress. Now below, so still in the middle function, below we're gonna have a score box, which will again be an image that we're gonna call score box. But this image will have what's called tick box. Our position for it will be 0, -12 on the Y. Anchors will be at the bottom right, so we put 0, -12. As width and height, I'm going to say 60 by 32, and I'm going to say pivot to be 1. So again, I will have to change this. I'm going to leave that always for the last, 60 by 32. As for our box, I'm going to say AA 40 by 40, not 1 but 40 by 40. And inside of our 40 by 40, we're going to have a text which is going to say 100 4%. So let's say middle. It will be not Arial, but Gotham Ultra. And I'm gonna put this to be at what? At our best fit. And of course, it will not be simple as that, because our anchors will be changed. So let me change our anchors. It will be 0.3 on the minimum X and 1 on the Y. Maximum X will be 1 by 1, and our pivot will remain the same. Now for left, I'm going to leave it at -9. For the position Y will be -21. For our right, I'm going to say 5, and for the height, it will be 16. As for the color, it will be white, not gray, but white, like this. And this here alignment doesn't even matter. Other than that, we are gonna have left and right. So here we have the middle, and now we're gonna have our QI image, which will be called left. As for our left, we're gonna have a disk sprite, so disk sprite. And first of all, I'm gonna start with anchors. So for minimum, it will be 0, 0. For the maximum, it will be 1 by 1. Pivot will be 0 to 0.5. Now, as for the left, I'm going to say -0.6. For the top, -0.1. And then from the bottom, for the bottom, will be 0.01, like this. Now, the color for our disk will be same, so AA 40 by 40. And here we are going to add a bit more. So let me see what we will have here. A component which is called aspect ratio fitter, which is going to be height controls width, and that will be 1. So this is our left thing. So let me try. So this remains the same. Okay, everything else is right. Now inside of our middle, we're actually going to increase it a bit. So let me try and increase it a bit. So yeah, this looks better. Maybe like this. Okay. So this is how our left is going to be like. And then we're going to put a new text in it, which is going to say, like, for example, 1. I got tired. So middle, put the best fit on and change from Arial to Gotham Ultra. As for the color, it will be white. Now we're going to copy this and call it right. And do the exact same thing, just put it on the other side. So 0, negative, to negative 2.5. For the, actually, just change our pivot from 1 to 1, I mean. And then here we're going to change it to negative 2.5. As for the top, 2.95. As for the bottom, it will be 2.95. But this will not work, so I'm going to rename it. Change it, move it a bit more to the right. Our disk will now actually be white, and the text inside will be this red thing. And pretty much we are done. Just let me call this right. So right. And pretty much, as I said, we are done. Nothing else like to add or to move. Now, first I'm gonna move this a bit down so we can see it. And I'm gonna change our right text from 1 to 2. Just like this. But now, like, our middle outline is too big. What did I do? What just happened to our text? 2. That's what happened. As for our middle outline, it's kind of too big. I actually forgot it had any of the left and right. So here will be 9.3 for the left. It will be 12.95 for the top. Right will be 9.5 and bottom will be 12.95. So this is the exact, so let's say maybe 13 by 13. So this is what are we searching for. Like this, we're gonna fulfill, this will be followed, and that's all. Now, I'm not gonna stop here, actually. I'm gonna go to script, to UI scripts, and create a new C# script that we're gonna call level. Wait for Unity to load it so we can start coding it. So go ahead, take our level and put it inside of our level. Open that in our Visual Studio or MonoDevelop, depending on what you have. First thing I'm gonna add is using Unity Engine .ui, like this, .ui, semicolon. And here we're gonna have quite some images. So private image, and we're gonna have our current tick box image, like this. Then we're gonna have our private image, which is going to be our end level. Then we're gonna have our private image, which we're gonna call progression. So progression. Then we're gonna have our private image of an array. So private image of an array that we're gonna call always colored images, which is equal to new image of 3. Then we're gonna have our private text, which is going to be our end level text, this. Then we're gonna have our private text, which is going to be our start level, so level text. Then we're gonna have private text, which is going to be current tick box text. And guess what are we gonna have? We are gonna have our private text, which is going to be our level complete message, which we're gonna add later on. So I'm gonna say here serialized field. And now last, I mean it's not last, but it will be our private rect. So rect transform will be for our current tick box. And now last but not least will be our private color that we're gonna call color. Now inside of our awake function, we are actually gonna reference everything from here, which is private. First, we're gonna say always colored images at 0 will equal to base.transform.getChild. We're gonna get child, then from 0.get component, so get component, and we're getting image off of it like this. Now we're gonna copy this and do for other two. So 1, 2, this is 1, this is 2, and this is here going to be 1, then 3. Other than that, we are gonna have our end. So end level equals to transform.getChild. So let me just copy this. Get child, and the child will be 4. This will be 4. Then, so this will be for the images. Then we are gonna have some text, which will be our end level text equals to, let me just get this, put it here, add text to it, and change the child from 4 to 0. Here, from 4 to 0. So let me check if everything is all right. It is. Then we're gonna copy this, paste it down below, where we're gonna have our start level text, which is equal to base.transform.child. At first, we're gonna get one child, which is at 3, then get another child from that child, which is going to be 0. So actually 0, like this. Then we are gonna have our progression image. So let me just take this, copy it, paste it here, call this progression, and what image we will get for progression will be 2, then another get child. We're gonna get child from 1. Am I right? I'm not. We're gonna get child from 0. Then we are close to ending this. I mean, for this awake script. Then we're gonna have our what's called current tick box equals to base.transform.getChild, and we're getting child second child from the top, then get child from that child, which is going to be 0. Actually, first child from that, actually second, and we're gonna get component. So get component. Come on, finish the sentence. Get component. We're getting rect transform. So rect transform like this. Then, last but not least, we're gonna have our current tick image and text. So text image will be equal to, let me copy something. So copy paste will be our current tick box. So our current tick box dot get component dot get image, and then we're gonna have our current tick box text, which will be equal to current tick box dot get child, and we're getting child, which will be 0, and we're gonna get text from it. So text from it. Pretty much everything is done. Now I'm thinking, okay, let's do this till the end. I know it's kind of too long, but you can stop for a moment and then come back to it later on. You can just remember where you started, where you're gonna finish. You can even skip this. I don't know, but we're gonna continue with the video. This one will first we're gonna have our private void set progression, which is gonna have our float percentage. So we're gonna have set float set percentage. In that script, we're gonna say that our progression, so progression.fill amount equals to our percentage, like this. Then we're gonna say that our current tick box dot anchor minimum equals to our new vector 2, which will be percentage on the x and 0 on the y, just like this. We'll follow the percentage itself. Then we're gonna say that our current tick box dot anchor max equals to what? Equals to current tick box dot anchor minimum. So not maximum but minimum, like this. Then we're gonna say that our current tick box text dot text equals to mathf, so mathf dot round to integer, and we're gonna say percentage multiplied by 100 and divided that, or actually not divided, but plus the percentage itself, and then put a semicolon. So this is how we're gonna set our progression. Then we're gonna have our colors. So these colors here that we put to be red from now, we're gonna change that. Now before I even continue, I'm gonna even change the left and the right. I mean, they're kind of, not this. I'm gonna change this. It's kind of too big. Let me try. This actually has to be a bit smaller. Let me try. I mean, we put it to be smaller, but I wasn't satisfied with it, and now I'm not satisfied how big it is. So let me just see what I have to put it to be at the right position. So let me see. For the left, it will be negative 0.6. On the x, for the top will be 0.1. 0.1 like this, and here will be 0.12. And then let me move it a bit to the right, and still we're not getting it. So let me make it lower. Let me check it if it can go lower. Okay. I mean, that may be it. So that may do the trick. I mean, I'm trying to get this outline here, and I just did it. Barely, but I did it. So I'm gonna copy our left, put it on, what's this? This is the right. This is the left. Okay, I'm gonna take the right. Okay, my bad. I put the right and the left. Actually, I have to do the left. So minus 0.06, and then 0.01 for the top, and same 0.1 on the left. So this is what are we getting. As for the right, we're gonna say for the top to be 2.95, and then here will be 2.95. As for the x will be negative 2.5, I mean. And yeah, this is what we wanted. Now continuing with our level, as I was saying, we're gonna change these colors to be the same exact color as our level. I mean, as our ball. To do that, we're gonna have a private void update colors like this. Now, as for update colors, we are gonna say that color, which is in here, equals to ball.getColor. So get color like this. Then we're gonna check if progression equal .fillAmount equals to 1. Then we're gonna say that endColor, so endLevel.color equals to this.color. And then we're gonna say that endLevelText.color equals to color.white. Else, if that is not true, we are gonna say that endLevel.color equals to color.white, big capital C.white. And then we're gonna say that our endLevelText.color equals to this color, which is currently on. Then here we are gonna have our level complete message that we're gonna add later on. Below this, we're gonna have for each loop, which is gonna get an image. So it's getting an image in what? In image, in collection, always. So image in always colored image. Now for each image that is in the color.image, we're gonna say that image color equals to color. So we're gonna loop for loop every image that is in the color image, and we're gonna change its color like this. And then last but not least, we're gonna set progression dot color equals to color, and we're gonna say that our current tick box image dot color equals to color, or actually this color. Now we're gonna copy this and put it inside of our update colors. Now if I ever start the game, you will see that these colors are changing. Let me check. And we have a problem right away. So endLevelText, it's not put where it should be. It should have been put it. So endLevelText should get, okay, endLevelText equals to endLevels and level.transform. So endLevel.transform. Come on, yeah, I spelled right. .transform.getChild. Am I right? The base, not the base, just endLevel.transform.getChild.component. Let me try this one more time. Hopefully it will work. And yeah, we have no problem. So see, here it's 1, here it's 2, and it is actually working. When we change the color, it will change its color itself. Right now, I'm gonna finish it here and do it later on, because this video is like probably half an hour long video, and most of you guys even skip that through or even gave up on it. But yeah, I'm still here, and if you watch it until this point, I'm very thankful and glad for you, because you're really the one who's consistent and wants to learn something. So at this point, I'm gonna say that will be it, and I will see you guys in the next video.